praise and adoration belongs to my God, who has strengthened our lives to this moment. We beseech him to shower his blessing on his marriage, on his prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, his house, his companion, and everyone that followed their path to the judgment. I extend my greeting to you by saying, may the peace and blessing of Allah be upon you all. Today we shall be looking at a very essential discussion that affects you and I. We all live in this country, in this nation, and part of what we need to cherish is to, be patriotic about our nation, the state of the nation, the state of our country. Nigeria is so essential for you and I to, show that concern about it. So we want to see today, you and I, we are pointing finger of accusation against the government, blaming the government is not doing the needful, and we are suffering. The state of the state nation is so pathetic to the extent that each and one of us we are living, in that situation that is so, boring, so pathetic, so unbearable. Cost of living is so high. Cost of living is so huge that we can afford 3 square meals. We can afford many things in our lives, and these are it's so dreadful to the extent that people have been doing things that is not constitutional, that is not rational, that is not godly, because of the fact that the situation we find ourselves is so harsh, very harsh situation. And you and I, how do we arrive here? Where are we coming from? How do we get to the States? Because if we flash back 30 years, 25 years, 40 years, our situation wasn't like this. Our situation was so much, enjoyable, so much blissful. We live a very large life. We live a very happy life. Things are not expensive. Things was so easy for us. But why now? How do you and I arrive at this situation? I know some of us we might come up with this claim that it's government, But to me, it's not government, it's you and I, because the governance involve virtually every one of us. And the government begins with you and I, from your home, from your personal domain, to the large family, to the large society, to the nation. We are all, in one way or the other, involved in this situation. How do we arrive here? So we can now liken our situation to, the scenario of people that are traveling on the sea. People who are traveling on the sea in a ship, and this ship is a one-story building ship, whereby some are on the floor while some are at the top. We have 2 categories of travelers in a ship sailing on the sea. And in this journey, on this traveling, those at the bottom of the ship could not get water, despite the fact that they are very close to water. Each time they need water, they need to consult, or they need to, go to those at the top of the ship for water. So those at the top supply those at the bottom water, and the journey continue to a point that those at the bottom decide or conclude to dig a hole in the ship so that they can access water directly. They want to have access to water. They don't want to bother those at the top again. They believe they can do it on their own, and they want to make an attempt to dig the hole in the ship. And those at the top, when they get this information, what is expected of them is to hold on to those at the bottom, to hold their hand, is to prevent them, is not to allow them to dig a hole in the ship. Because when they allow them to dig a hole in the ship, do you know the implication? They will all perish, they will all be drawn. The ship will submerge and it will sink. So the journey to continue, for them to get to that destination, the life cycle should continue that way. Those at the top should give them water, and those at the bottom should seek for water at the top. They should not allow them dig a hole in the ship, otherwise they will all perish. That is the scenario of Nigeria. You and I today, we see people perpetrating evils. We keep mute. We don't prevent them. We see people doing what is wrong. We show no concern. We see people doing things that are unconstitutional. Because we are not affected. We feel like that's their way of doing that things. But it's going to boomerang. And now it's at escalate, that's boomerang. That is why we find ourselves in this situation. When the politicians want to go to for political posts, they come to you and I. They give you food, they give you money, they bribe their way in, but you take bribe from them. When you go to police station, look at the way our policemen are. When you go to the court, look at how the judiciary are. When you go to school, look at the way the teacher are. Bribery and corruption everywhere. To the extent that if you want to go to filling station to buy fuel in the filling station, you have to pay on top of the fuel you want to buy. You pay for keg. If you want to rent an apartment today, you pay agreement of commission. Money that's not received it. And we feel like it is enormous. It's a normal thing. When you are in the box today and the policemen stop you, stop the driver, we the commuters in the vehicle, what do we tell the driver? Please settle him, let's go. Let's settle, let's go. We don't say no to evils. We are too complacent. We are too indifferent. We accommodate evils. We let evils live with us. So now, Nigerian sheep, our sheep, has been dented. They are digging the hole now, unless you and I stop the hole. If you don't stop the hole, my brother, my sister, my father, my mother, do you know the implication? The implication is left to you to define what the implication will be. So let's change for good, so that this country will move forward. Thank you.